Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grandmaster Knockout. In the left corner, the one, the only Arjun, and his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, Sarin. Tonight, one board, 64 squares, playing white, Arjun, playing black, Sarin. Gentlemen, let the battle begin. Arjun, pawn to d4. Sarin, knight to f6. Arjun, pawn to c4. Sarin, pawn to e6. Arjun, knight to f3. Sarin, pawn to d5. Arjun, knight to c3. Sarin, bishop to e7. Arjun, pawn takes d5. Sarin, pawn takes d5. Arjun, bishop to f4. Sarin, castles kingside. Arjun, pawn to e3. Sarin, bishop to f5. Arjun, queen to b3. Sarin, knight to c6. Arjun, pawn to a 3. Sarin, knight to a 5. Arjun, queen to a 2. Sarin, pawn to a 6. Arjun, pawn to b4. Sarin, knight to c6. Arjun, bishop to e2. Sarin, knight to a 7. Arjun, castles kingside. Sarin, pawn to c6. Arjun, rook to fc1. Sarin, knight to b5. Arjun, knight to a4. Sarin, knight to e4. Arjun, queen to b2. Sarin, pawn to g5. Arjun, bishop to e5. Sarin, pawn to f6. Arjun, bishop to g3. Sarin, pawn to h5. Arjun, pawn to h3. Sarin, knight takes g3. Arjun, pawn takes g3. Sarin, bishop to d6. Arjun, knight to c5. Sarin, bishop takes g3. Arjun, queen to b3. Sarin, knight to d6. Arjun, knight to d2. Sarin, queen to e7. Arjun, bishop takes h5. Sarin, pawn to b6. Arjun, knight to a4. Sarin, pawn to b5. Arjun, rook takes c6. Sarin, knight to c4. Arjun, knight to b6. Sarin, rook to at8. Arjun, pawn to e4. Sarin, bishop to f4. Arjun, pawn takes f5. Sarin, bishop takes d2. Arjun, rook to d1. Sarin, queen to e4. Arjun, king to h1. Sarin, queen takes d4. Arjun, queen to c2. Sarin, queen to f2. Arjun, bishop to f3. Sarin, rook to f8. Arjun, rook to e6. Sarin, knight takes b6. Arjun, rook takes d2. Sarin, queen to g3. Arjun, rook to d2. Sarin, rook takes a 6. Arjun, pawn takes a 6. Sarin, king to g7. Arjun, pawn to a7. Sarin, rook to e8. Arjun, bishop to h5. Arjun lands the knockout. Sarin has no answer. If you loved this fight, smash that like button and subscribe. More legendary battles are coming your way. See you in the next one.